Hello everyone, Revan Magus here, welcoming you to the Farmer's Almanac of Stardew Valley. So, we're going to go into a deep dive on some of the different farms in the game. These are going to be the base ones that are included with the game on the onset. So first of all, we have the Hilltop one. Now this is a great farm. Immediately, the interior of the house is probably one of the neatest aspects. You've got like the small crystal sitting on top, which is kind of a neat decor item. You've got this more bench style, very rustic looking. The faux fireplace, pretty dang awesome. And then you got like the pickaxes. It's a very simple, but it works. And it looks really nice in general. So it's kind of a basic house, but it's very cool. Now stepping out of your house, this is probably one of the neater designs. You've got this very hilltop-esque feel to it. There's some different elevation, which is really cool. Very awesome for the game. You don't tend to see that too often. A lot of it, especially when the game initially came out, the standard farm was very one-dimensional with cliffs around it. This adds a lot more levels. This adds more natural look to it. You do get that feeling of being in a quarry or in sort of like a mountainous area, which is really kind of cool for this. The biggest boost to this farm though is this. Right away at the beginning of the game, you have your own set of rocks and you have access to early copper, early items from the worms inside this little quarry, so you can dig them up. You can basically get a lot of early items. This is absolutely huge in the game because it's such a great start. You're getting geodes. This helps you donate to the museum. This helps you get more stuff. And when you donate, the thing is you can turn these in. You're also getting towards your collections from the museum. So this is really this is probably the biggest bonus that you get out of this farm. Now some big caveats with this farm. So first of all, we're going to start off with the biggest issue. This farm is hard to traverse. Now taking a look at it, you can see there are giant rocks blocking some of the pathways and you won't be able to break them initially. So you are kind of forced into a pathway around your farm to get really to anywhere you need to go. So for example, here's another one where you need to have an upgraded axe. Now once you clear all that out, it's not as big of a deal, but it still kind of makes it a little bit difficult to traverse. And you'll spend a lot of time just kind of running around the map. This is just, it's just a really big hampering on the experience of this farm. Once you get the actual upgrades, it clears it out a lot. It's not as big of a deal, but it does hurt. The other biggest issue, this is the second biggest issue in the game with this map, is the fact you are very limited. The setup and the elevations between the different areas requires you to really think about how you want to do your farm. You cannot expand as big as you like with the standard farm or even the forest farm. You're kind of confined. There's a lot of areas that it makes it awkward for having animals. The coops kind of get a little bit weird. The deluxe barn, it doesn't really fit too well. You end up with this very segmented where you do have to traverse all these different areas. So if you're not really looking towards building out a big farm and you're just looking for more of that early jump, the aspect of getting some easy like copper early on. I have not really played this one too extensively throughout the game. Usually I pick some of the other ones. So I'm not really too sure how often you will end up getting higher tiers, or if it's just strictly copper and that's all you get. I'm not sure if like once you upgrade all the different stuff, if that ends up giving you more. Now this is the over layout. This is Stardew Planner version 2 if you're not familiar with this, and it gives you a basic idea of how to lay out everything. So as you can see, it is very confined. There isn't a lot of different areas to build up your farm. You're kind of very stuck. So for instance, let's say you want to throw in, I'm just going to throw in a couple of barns. So as you can see, while it's not bad, there's a lot of areas that this gets cut off. So pretty much, you can kind of build over in here, you can kind of build some over in here, but it's a very awkward transition. You're dedicating a whole portion into either having like a little bit of them here and then building your crops up in this area, or having crops up in here. A lot of the areas are just very difficult to traverse and very difficult to set up the way you would like. The one, I guess, decent thing with this though is there is a lot of access to water for watering crops, unless you're on this upper terrace right here or this terrace. This does require you to go back down here to get more water. You can obviously build wells, but with such a premium on your location, it's very difficult because you end up with losing a lot of your space building one well. This cannot be done. There's nothing that you can really do with this, so this kind of makes it useless. And fishing in here just gives you the basic farm table of fish, which is not very good as well. So who do I recommend this farm for? Well, this farm I would say is very good if you once again do not actually like the farming aspect. If you just want to have this mountainous retreat and you love the aesthetic of this, I would definitely recommend this one. I think getting that early copper boost early on is really beneficial, and it can head start the game for you. Early on, this will not hamper you not having a lot of room. It's only towards the mid to end of a season on year 1 where you have this all built up that you'll really see the signs that this is just a tiny farm through and through. So I would definitely pick it if you want that mountainous retreat, if you like the aesthetic, and you just want the early copper. If you're not really into that, leave this farm alone, don't come to this one, and choose one of the other great farms available. And I hope you guys enjoyed this Farmer's Almanac, a look at the Hilltop Farm. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. And until next time, this is Revan Magus saying I'll catch you later.